if the money is being reported as we've been hearing with Edwin, and the Jays couldn't get it done, and he gets like a shade more somewhere else, I think you're going to have a problem in this market. Am I alone in that? Or?
Do you want me to read from Shai Davidi, who has been all over this from the start?
Go ahead.
He has a couple more sources inside the team than I do. He called it, quote, a move that essentially parts ways with Edwin Encarnacion and sets up Justin Smoak to see plenty of action at first base. Davidi said that the Jays made a late push to re-sign Encarnacion, but their number fell short, so they have moved on. I'm hearing that the number was 4 years, $80 million, or in and around those parts for Edwin Encarnacion. So you're saying if, say, he ends up in Boston and the number is 5 years, $100 million, that people in Toronto might be a little pissed off?
Yeah,
or 4
I think
years,
so.
$90 million, that people in Toronto are going to be pissed off?
Both are acceptable to me. I think if you were willing to go 4 years,
Jays fans across the country.
Yeah, if you were willing to go 4 years at 80, and he would settle on 4 years at 90, like you said, or 5 years at 100.
But what if he wasn't?
Maybe.
Like
No, but my point is, if you were the Jays, the difference between you and what it was ain't that crazy.
No, but that happens in negotiations, as you know.
Absolutely.
Negocio si negocio.
Negocio si negocio.
Yeah, so things like that happen.
I love what you said.
However, they had to make a call. And apparently, this is what happened. Here's our offer. Do you like it? And as we heard from his people, yeah, we kind of like it. It's just not enough. But listen, you got to tell us, because the Astros are looking for somebody, the Red Sox are looking for somebody, and we don't want to get caught holding the bag. You've got to tell us right here, right now. And Edwin said, I'm going to go out to the open market. I'm going to see what I'm going to get.
Edwin's convinced he's getting more than $20 million a year.
And the Jays said, okay, we're going to sign Kendrys Morales and then figure out the rest, which might be Steve Pearce. It might be
a lot
Josh Reddick.
The trade market's going to be crazier than people think.
And those numbers, understand, they are fantastic. They are the warm and fuzzies. The moments like he had against Baltimore are the reasons why you want him back. I don't think you can point to simply the numbers and say people are going to be pissed off. I mean, you can break it down and say the Jays are going to spend more money this year. It's just not on Edwin and Jose.
Listen, I'm with you. And if anyone knows Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins, they know they're not guys who are going to break banks for guys over 30 years of age. That we understand about both.
I think for you, like for that comparison, you're going back to Cleveland. And I don't think that's the comparison. They've got a way bigger, larger payroll that they can work with.
True, but I think they want to be smart with that payroll.
Bigger and larger.
Bigger and larger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, baby?
Thanks, Grant.
But they also want flexibility. Like these are guys who throughout the year this year upped payroll twice. Yeah. These are guys who, when they needed to make a move, they go, you know what, Drew Storen? I think you kind of suck. Yeah. Maybe we screwed that one up. And you go out and you get Jason Grilli and you try and fix it. Like, these are guys mid-season who also need some flexibility. So they don't want to completely throw everything they have out there in the offseason. Listen, my point is this. You know and I know, if the reported 4-year, $80 million was the Jays' final offer, and he signs for 90, or he signs for 95, or he signs for 5 years, 100, there will be some people in that fan base pissed that they couldn't lock down. Not both guys. I think a lot of Jays fans are realistic, but the guy you kind of wanted, the guy who was younger, the guy who hasn't been hurt as much, the guy who hit the home run against Baltimore, the guy who's not as loud, the guy who's not all about booster juice, that guy. That's the guy they kind of want back. I don't know why I threw the last thing in. And you know the full well, that's my only point. That will take place if the money is comparable. Now, does Edwin want to be in Toronto? He's not playing in Toronto. Grown-ass man, it's his call.
Yeah, but you can't, when you're contending for a title, as you expect the Jays to be, you can't get caught holding that bag.
Absolutely not. I agree with you.
Right? Like, if you go to the guy and you say this,
I think that's how it's going to break down if it plays out that way.
So again, what we're hearing, and I'm just clarifying for those on Twitter who didn't know, the words that I was hearing was the offer was in and around from the Jays, 4 years, $80 million. That's the offer that Edwin turned down and did not want to return to Toronto without testing the open market. Then they move on to Kendrys Morales. We'll see what Edwin ends up getting in the open market, because right now, also word from Houston is that they'd rather a left-handed bat. So maybe now you're only negotiating with Boston, and Edwin may have to sit for a little while.
He might. It could be a Chris Davis situation where he had to wait a long time for his deal last year. You hope this isn't going to be a long, drawn-out thing, but we'll see. I mean, Jose, who the hell knows? Reportedly spoke to the Mets. They kind of reached out. Past that, you're not hearing a lot on Jose.
Yeah.
Jose's a really interesting case right now. It's very quiet with Jose Bautista. So we'll see. There is a tidal wave of Jay stuff coming here. You can feel it. Yeah. You don't know when it's going to hit. You don't know how it's going to look. It is going to happen. Because right now, the outfield is like Kevin Pillar, Ezekiel Carrera, and me. And Melvin Upton. Well, it's not me. But you know what I'm saying. This lineup isn't close to being done.
Late he hit.
Late. He hit a bit. So we'll keep you in the loop. But again, Shai's reporting those numbers. That's the latest. Jose Bautista rejected the qualifying offer. We found out a few moments ago. Edwin Encarnacion, as expected, also rejected the qualifying offer and is looking more and more likely that the Edwin Jose era in Toronto is about over.